Amaryllis and Paperwhite bulbs. These are both indoor bulbs, so you'll plant them and then they will bloom inside your house during the winter months here. So starting with Amaryllis, this will bloom about 6 to 8 weeks from the time you plant it. So I have my Amaryllis forcing calendar. You can see this link below in the caption. Today is around November 15th, so that's going to put our blooms around December 27th, so a few days after Christmas. 6 to 8 weeks till your Amaryllis is going to bloom. Paperwhites are a little bit quicker, about 3 to 4 weeks. So we'll get to them, but let's start with the Amaryllis. So you're gonna grab your pot and we wanna fill it with some potting soil. But before we do that, just kind of base on where your Amaryllis is, you wanna keep, the key with Amaryllis is about 1/3 of the bulb above the soil line. So I want the potting soil to go right down at the bottom of those roots. I kind of see where I wanted that. And then I'm just gonna fill my pot with some potting soil. You want those roots to go right down onto that potting soil. And then really importantly, still keep that 1/3 of the bulb above the soil line. So I'm gonna just fill in the soil there. Kind of press it down just to give it a little more sturdiness for when it starts to bloom. And it should look just like that. After we have it in the container, I'm just going to take some moss and go around just to give it a little more decoration. These are great for gifts, to give away as gifts, or just for yourself as a good centerpiece in your table this winter. Then I just have a little decorative piece here. Kind of put it in the back. I'm going to cut this down. It's just a little too long. And then, yeah, just have it in the back just like that. And it is ready to go. So I'm going to water it one big time here, and then water it sparingly until you see some new growth on it, just so you don't want it to rot or anything. From there on, it'll be about once a week you'll need to water it. So really low maintenance Amaryllis bulbs, great for inside for the Christmas, for this winter season, Amaryllis bulbs. Let's move on to Paperwhites. Paperwhites we're gonna put in soil, but then we also can put them right into pebbles or stones, some rocks, and then those roots will grow right down into the water. You don't even have to plant them. So let's start off with some soil. I'm gonna use a terracotta pot that has a drainage hole, and all you're gonna do is fill that up with some potting soil again. And then these Paperwhites you can see are already kind of starting to sprout, so you don't want to cover that. So just the soil right up to the top there. So kind of set them in there. You do want to cover them more than the Amaryllis bulbs, but you're just going to put it right under there with the sprout, that's that green that's starting to come up above the soil. So I'm going to grab a few more because you can put about three in this size pot, but 3 to 5 groupings of Paperwhites are great for a good size pot. So here's my other two, and then same thing, you're just gonna kind of nestle them down in there, cover them back up, leaving that tip exposed. And it'll look just like that. Then I'm going to water it really good with some water, and then again about once a week, or whenever you see it's getting dry, you'll water it from there. So that's Paperwhites in a planted container with soil. Another thing you can do with Paperwhites, super easy, is just grab a jar and some rocks, a water, and then your Paperwhite bulbs. So I got my clear jar, just a mason jar here, add a little decoration to it, and then you're just gonna fill the bottom base there with some stones, some rocks, pebbles, whatever you have around. just the bottom like that there. And then you're gonna take your bulb. Let me grab another one. Here we go. So here is my Paperwhite bulb. You can see the roots down there. That's what needs to touch the water, and the roots are gonna start to come out. So you don't wanna cover this all the way with water, or even the base. You don't want it sitting in water because it's gonna rot. But you do want those roots touching the water, just that bottom to have access to water. So I'm gonna stick that Paperwhite in there. There we go. So he's right in the middle there. And then you're just gonna take this water and, like we said, just fill it up to that bottom base of the bulb, just so those roots can get going. And then you'll see the roots just kind of go through those rocks. The roots will be down there getting the water. The bulb has nutrients, and then your Paperwhite will come out. I did have one right here that I thought was really cool. Just been in here for probably like 4 or 5 days, and you can see those roots already really sprouting out. It just touches the water, and those roots just keep going down in there. So that is Paperwhites. Really easy. Paperwhites are going to look like little daffodils, by the way. These are white ones, so just little white little daffodils. They do smell. Really easy, perfect for indoors this winter. Great gifts. We do have a lot of pre-planted ones here at Buchwalter's that are already put together just like this for great gifts or for a centerpiece for this winter, for this Christmas. And that's Paperwhites and Amaryllis. Pretty simple, great indoor bulb.